Another cool one to show you. This is going to be also one of the 4 additionals that's optional in the winner's choice on Wednesday's Powerball. That's at least the plan. So I figured I don't have a Kraken in the mix. Everybody always takes a Kraken every time I've got one up. So let's throw in one that's kind of wild. So I hope you like this. This one is a dial that I torched before I pipped. And it's got a nice colorway in it. It's got some greens in there. It's got some kind of like orangish, pinkish colors through there. It's got arguably some blue in there. And then I thought, well, we're torching. Let's torch some more. So we've got a torched case. We've got a torched bezel. We've got a torched clasp. So more often than not, you've got some good colorway there, lots of blue to it, and then every once in a while you get some of that purplish pink, and then you kind of get into like a bronze color in a couple spots, like up around the top here. Now these are factory pressed stems into the crowns, so I have tried over and over and over to do these crowns, and they come out beautifully, except the stem is no longer attached and they're factory pressed. They're not screwed in. So although I've tried multiple times, I can't do the crown, but that's okay. Because if we do a nice silver crown, we can do nice silver hands, right? And your innards, we've got a silver rotor, stainless steel movement holder in there, and then your ring that holds your case back down that I also blued. Because this is one of the ones that I can pop the glass out of and then do it and put it back in. So, but you can see the heat transfer. This is more of a bronze in the backside of it. But yeah, so it's okay that that's silver because it matches those nicely. And if you ever like scuff this down, like knock the bluing off, it's silver under it anyway. So if you'd ever do that over time, you're working with the same colors that are already there. So you've got a custom painted seconds hand that's silver with a nice blue paint dot on there. It's not loom. And then I couldn't figure out what was the best color to go with it, but I had this really nice light blue, and I thought, as you can see right there, this light blue goes really well with it. This is one of my Kraken engraved, or Kraken branded. It's not engraved. It's branded. You can actually feel it down in there. It's been hot stamped on there. This is one of my super soft leathers with suede. So if you pick this up, it's the super softness that you've already known from me, with extra softness on top if you actually touch up there. As I referenced before, I was able to actually get the buckle to blue as well. Though these are, more often than not, it's difficult to get these to blue. It's like this is all 3/16 stainless steel, except this is like, I don't know, some other number, and it doesn't react the same. So sometimes takes a few times at it, but very cool looking watch if you're getting it. Thanks for picking it. I was quite happy with it, with the way it turned out, and was very thoughtful on what I was selecting to go together. So put the bezel on. I got it on there pretty tight. It can still turn left and right as normal, but it's on there decently tight. I wrapped it with some dental floss and then tightened up the tension ring before I snapped it on. So it's on there decently tight. So you can turn them, bezels held on a tension ring as I'm referencing. You can turn them left, you can turn them right. They do not click. This is an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder. But if it's dead or you're not very active, make sure you wind it just a little bit so that you don't lose time throughout the day. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear clicking. At that point, you can wind forward, or wind that way, away from you. That's putting wind to it. If you go backwards, it doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing. Just go back and forth. So if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds, mixed with your rotor movement from your not very active day, you'll keep time throughout the day. If you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, aggressively like this, you're going to max out your 31-hour power reserve. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. You can wind it all day. When you're good and you want to set your time, pull the crown out to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. You also notice you got a wobble crown on there that deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not bending it. It's not a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 11:59 a.m.
11:59 a.m. When you're good, push it back over and take it out of that time setting. And screw it back down. And that is the build. So as with every boat, it's come with the matching beads. Entirely up to you whether you wear them or not. This is also going to come with a Kraken box. And every build has watch clearance, is good on all glass and metal parts, so everything there in the center. Leather conditioner is good to keep this leather strap perfectly soft. Use it sparingly, and you don't have to use it very often. And then lastly, you got some Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. This is basically like a poly watch, and if you get a scratch in the glass, put a tiny bit on it and buff it out. This is an acrylic glass, and it can be scratched, but if it is, no big deal. Put a little bit on there, buff against it using your included microfiber. Generate some heat with your thumb, and you'll knock it out in about 20 seconds. Just go against that back and forth, filling that scratch. Don't go with the scratch, or you're going to wipe out the stuff that you're putting in. And that's it. That's your build. So if you're getting it, congrats. It's a very subtle color shift. You don't necessarily see it just looking straight on. You're just like, okay, it's just a Kraken dial. But once you get it into the light play with it. So there's a good look at it. But you just don't see it until you hit it off there. So for those people who want something kind of fancy, eye-catching, but not like crazy wild, it's a good choice. So if it's going to you, congrats. Thank you for your support. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks for watching, guys.